are for country music stars. Tammy Wynette is one example. Her fellow legend, Loretta Lynn, is another. NBC's John Tesh profiled her in 1991.
Well, I was born before miner's daughter.
Ted Webb died before his oldest daughter became a star. He never worked his way out of the coal dust poverty of the Kentucky hills.
Daddy always managed to get the money somewhere.
When the movie Coal Miner's Daughter came out in 1980, audiences across the country fell in love with Loretta Lynn's rags to riches story, and Sissy Spacek in the title role walked away with the Oscar for Best Actress.
You boys stop fighting and listen to me sing.
For Loretta, there have been more personal tragedies not covered in the movie. Her mother died in 1981, and her eldest son, Jack Benny, drowned in 1984. Today, at the age of 56, the world's most famous coal miner's daughter hasn't slowed down much. She's been on the road as many as 250 days out of the year and does up to 4 shows a day despite continuing health problems, including a bleeding ulcer. Her singing career started more than 30 years ago with a used $20 guitar when she started writing songs that told a woman's point of view. In 1972, she became the first woman named Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year.
Loretta Lynn!
She's never shied away from controversial subjects, and some of her songs have been banned by radio stations.
The night I let you hang my wings up on your horn.
More from Loretta Lynn, the Judds, and Tammy Wynette when Time and Again continues. Her humble beginnings and dreams of stardom have long been a familiar theme in country music. In 1981, I spoke to another country legend, a certain coal miner's daughter from Butcher Hollow, Kentucky. Could it happen again? Is there a little girl somewhere in Butcher Hollow or another little town where that could happen to again?
I think so. There's always someone, you know, that's starting, but it's very hard. And if you want to get into the business, you know, you got to go all the way or forget it, because you just don't go halfway and make it in this business.
You made the trip, though, if I could correct my own self. You didn't have rockets attached at all. You made the trip by foot and by automobile and by bus. These days, a young woman starting out might be more likely to have rockets, by which I mean she could be picked up by the media and made a star overnight, where you had to work and work and work.
Well, at the time I started, there wasn't that many, really wasn't that many country stations, you know, that played country music, and it was a little harder than it is today. And of course, I had 4 kids. That made it harder.
That was 1981. 10 years later, Loretta Lynn sat a spell with NBC's Sandy Newton.
Little girl from Butcher Holler, did pretty well for yourself, huh?
Well, you know, when I went back up there, just the other day, I looked around and I said, it was hard for me to believe I got out of there. I'm glad I did. I'm glad my husband took me out of there.
I remember reading in a quote that you said about Coal Miner's Daughter that as graphic as the film was and as bleak as it seemed, it was even worse than that.
I won't watch the movie very much. It bothered me so bad. There's a lot of things in it that reminded me of things that went much, much deeper than anyone would know.
Of course, most people know from the movie, one of the most amazing things about your life is that you met and married your husband at 13, had a baby within a year,
and played with this baby just like a doll, you know. I would just take her clothes off, put on something else, and wash that out, and then just kept redoing this, you know. Then I had him a little boy, and I done the same thing with both of them, and then right away another one, you know, and then another one. It got to where it wasn't funny anymore.
Did you always see yourself as kind of a feisty, spunky?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. When I was a little girl, Mom would make, like on Decoration Day, they would make crepe paper flowers for the graveyard, and they'd dip them in wax, and that's the way we decorated our graveyard. Mommy made me a little crepe paper dress, and she would stand me on the Singer sewing machine, and she taught me how to sing little songs and go through the motions of all kinds of little songs. And I would sing on Friday at school, you know, with my little crepe paper dress, red crepe paper dress. I'll never forget it.
Did you have dreams then of leaving Butcher Holler and maybe becoming famous?
The biggest dream I ever dreamed was we had a toilet that sat way out behind the barn. I shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to. And, you know, the catalogs that you use in the toilet. I would go out there and I'd look in the catalogs. I'd sit there half a day and look through the catalogs where the little kids' clothes were. And I'd pick out a little dress like I was going to get for a little girl when I got married and had a little baby. I was going to get that little dress for my little girl. How could I ever have a dream any bigger than that? That's the only thing you could dream about, where I come from.
Loretta Lynn in 1991.
Welcome to Music City Tonight with Crook Chase. City Tonight with Crook Chase, starring country legend Loretta Lynn and her daughter Cissie Lynn.
Later in the show. In the meantime, we will kick things off with a legendary lady.
Here she is, Loretta Lynn.
Standing alone in a storm of life, not knowing which way to turn. Tears are rolling down like rain from the lessons that I have learned. And I wish that I could fly away on the wings of a great golden bird. To a place where there are no unhappy days and there are no unhappy words. Yes, I wish that I could fly away to the land beyond this pain and lay my dreams on a mountain top and worship my mind in the rain. Burned by fire of an untrue love, my heart is as cold as a stone. I know for sure that the road of life is no place to travel alone. Yes, I wish that I could fly away to the wings of a great golden bird. To a place where there are no unhappy days and there are no unhappy words. Yes, I wish that I could fly away to a land beyond its pain and lay my dreams on a mountain top and worship my mind in the rain. Oh, get it. Yes, I wish that I could fly away on the wings of a great golden bird. To a place where there are no unhappy days and there are no unhappy words.
Which will air tomorrow night right before Music City Tonight. It's called Loretta and Friends, and it's the premiere episode of a series of television shows with Loretta and some of the top names in country music, not only in you know, today's current hits,
Right.
but the past as well.
We have some clips to show you later in the show during the interview. Now, last time Loretta was on, she had her daughter, Cissie, and we had so much fun, we decided to ask them both back again. This is a song that's appearing on Cissie's album called Rodeo Lady, and it is the title cut. They're doing it together. Here are Cissie Lynn and Loretta Lynn.
Well, I'm a rodeo lady, following all the cowboys, thinking that maybe I can find myself a real one that'll stay and won't run. Ain't looking for a rounder, I'm looking for a man. Done my time in wine shops, that'll stay and won't run. Ain't looking for a rounder, I'm looking for a man. Sometimes I think of old love, but I still thank the Lord above for giving me the freedom just to walk away. Really don't mind the wait, all the anticipation, 'cause this rodeo lady will find her man someday. Well, I'm a rodeo lady, following all the cowboys, thinking that maybe I can find myself a real one that'll stay and won't run. Ain't looking for a rounder, I'm looking for a man. Ain't looking for a rounder, I'm looking for a man.
Girls, please have a seat over here.
Hi, baby. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you
okay?
two again, yes. And I have a
You guys
very
are a lot of
important
fun.
question for both of you.
Hi.
Did you all get in trouble last time because you were dancing all over the set? They threw their shoes off, they were dancing. And Loretta says, oh, when I get home, she says, it's just gonna ball me out.
She went home. I didn't go home. No, I knew better.
He was real nice to me. He didn't. Yeah, he was real nice. He didn't jump on me.
Good. All right, we just wanted to clear
'Cause
that up.
every time you're on the show, you leave saying, oh, he's going to kill me.
Yeah, well, usually I say something I ain't supposed to.
Oh.
And yeah, I probably will tonight, too.
Good.
All right.
We'll be waiting for
Hey,
it, Loretta.
I saw you performing at the Granville Opry House Sunday night for President and Mrs. George Bush.
Yes. I went out and done a little bit of something that I've been doing for 55 years. I done Coal Miner's Daughter, of course. That's what he called in and said for me to do. And that's what I done.
Did you hear from him the next day? Or
Yeah, they
that
called
night?
me the next morning. They were really upset because we hadn't got together and spent a little time together. And I'm going to go see them. And that way, I'll spend about a year with them. They'll run me off.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
The two of you seem like you have so much fun singing together. You have a good relationship, Sissy?
This is the first time I've sang with her on this song. I didn't
Yeah,
know the
my
words.
husband wrote this song, and Mama had never sung it before till today. And so we kind of just threw that, but she handles it.
Oh, yeah, she's a
Any
pro.
of it.
A pro.
But we do. We have. She's special to me. She's
I
my
know.
best friend. And,
I know.
And she's always there to bail me out when I get messed up. So.
Well, sometimes you have to bail her out, too, don't you?
That's all right. I don't mind. I'll
Yeah.
bail her out anytime she needs it.
Bail each other out.
Yeah, well,
I
no, we're
know.
not talking about jail, folks.
No.
No, we're not talking about jail, but it's just as bad if we both, because them little jumps is both.
Yeah,
I
we're-
mean, she has to be careful what she says, because if she says shoot a little bit bad, he'll say, her mouth's getting bad.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm the only one that's brave enough to say anything like that in front of
But
him.
you
The
ain't
rest
supposed
of
to talk like that in front of your
I
daddy.
learned it from him.
And you ain't going home tonight.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not.
I told you.
There's one thing. Yeah, there's one thing
I'll go home
already.
with you tonight.
Well, I went over there this afternoon, and he had me crying before I left.
Why? What happened?
He
Don't
was
tell
shocked.
why.
Oh, can I? I can't.
I don't know. Look over there and
It
ask
was.
Fred.
Can I, Fred?
Fred said, yeah.
Daddy
said
was
okay.
showing me the tape of his. Daddy has a new girlfriend. I'm out now. He's got a new girlfriend, Faith Hill. He loves her.
Really?
And so that Mama had her on her new
Well,
the
I
new
asked
show.
him what show he wanted to be on, and of all the shows, he said, I'll be on with Faith. We say,
Yeah,
what
but tell
do
him-
you want to wear? He said, I ain't wearing nothing.
Saran wrap.
Now, I said, well, Doolittle, you're not going with me then. He said, well, we'll talk about it when we get over there. So when he got on the show, I said, he didn't wear, he wasn't going to put on no tux. He wasn't going to do this. He wasn't going, you know Doolittle.
We know
But,
Duke.
you know, he's had his foot worked on, too, because of the sugar diabetes. And it's hard for him to get his boots on. So if he can't wear his boots, that's it now.
Right.
And so he did come on the show and with Faith. And
It was great. Mama
blast.
sang a song, and he cried, and Mama's crying, Brenda Lee's crying, Faith is crying. I'm sitting on the couch just boo-hooing, and I looked over, and Daddy's crying,
You know, I say, well, honey, well, tell me what you're going to wear. He said, saran wrap.
Yeah, well, now, wait a minute. Did you get back at him for him wanting to be on this show with Faith Hill?
I did. The last show, I had 4 guys on it.
Really?
Yeah.
And Travis Trent.
He come in with one of the big, long duster coats, and I love him. She had a fit. She's in love with Travis Trent.
No, I'm not in love with him.
Well, I don't mean it that way.
I'll tell you what, I think Travis is the kind that stays and sells beer when nobody else does. You know, well, here's what I mean about this. I used to work all the bars in Texas. We had to ship me from Texas to Oklahoma and from bar to bar. But it fed my kids. You know, I didn't make much money, but it fed my kids. And as long as I was singing the beer-drinking songs, well, really. That didn't mean I drunk.
No.
I don't drink. I'm Indian. I can drink a beer and whip the state of Texas.
She's getting started now, y'all. Hang in there.
Round it up now, Charlie.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, what the devil was I telling?
I don't know. Hey, wait a minute. Before you get sidetracked again here, we got to show some clips.
Oh, well, show one then.
Well, now the show she's talking about, where all of this crying and the hunks and everything happened,
Oh, yeah.
is called Loretta Lynn and Friends.
That's what we was talking about.
Right.
Go ahead and finish. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead and finish.
he is a great singer, and he sings. He don't try to sing beautiful. He don't try to sing. He just like me. He opens up and let it fly. If it comes out wrong, it just does. You know. And he's a great singer.
I got to open up for him, too.
You
at
did?
Ponderosa Park, so that was real special.
All right, well, let's share a little of Loretta Lynn and Friends, airing tomorrow night. Watch.
Making believe that I never lost you. My happy hours I find are so few. My plans for the future will never come true. Making believe. What else can I do?
That's sweet. Hey, Loretta, how did Vince do in place of Conway?
Oh, I love what?
How did Vince do in place of Conway? Because, of course, everybody knows that you and Conway sang that song.
Well, I didn't even try to think about that when we were singing because, you know, he was a great friend of Conway's too. Right. So we just sang it and did the best we could. But Vince Gill is one of my favorite people. He's as good inside as he is what you see.
And that means a lot when you're performing a song, doesn't it?
This is true, and you know Vince will sing with anybody and everybody, and he's singing the other night, and he to me, he went out and on the last of the show, he sung, nobody could have picked a better song for Barbara and George, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he had out.
You got it.
He's just great. So I said, hey, Garth, come over here. Well, I won't say what he said to me.
Yeah, I know.
But I was
I know.
Well,
Do we need to
anyway,
take this other
he
clip?
said, Lord, I'm going to whoop you. But I said, well, you go out and steal a show again that I'm on, and I'm going to call you that again.
I know. Well, I was going to say, I know when you started doing the show, you hope to capture some new memories, I think is the way you said it. And I know some have been captured already. I think we're about to see one on this clip. Is that what
Right,
we
yeah,
have
now
coming up?
because you're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the song of Coal
Miner's Daughter.
And here's what happened on Loretta Lynn and Friends when she was singing.
Well, a lot of things have changed since the way back then. Oh, and it's so good to be back home again. Not much left but the floors. Nothing lives here anymore except the memories of the coal miner's daughter.
All right, you're performing the song there that, of course, your signature song. You completed that. And then while you're hanging around, I think they walked in with a little surprise for you with hand you're talking. There's Dew.
Yeah.
What all was going on here, Loretta?
Well, I'll tell you what's going on there. You'll see it in just a second. Here he comes.
There's Dew. Oh, he's looking good.
Yes, he is.
And Vince brings you a cake.
Yes.
I guess this was all a surprise for you. You didn't know that they would honor you.
No, I didn't even know that this was happening. They kept this hid from me. And see, they got the home and Butcher Holly.
Look at that.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Well, this is a series of 7 Loretta Lynn and Friends, and she has every star in country music. These are the greatest things, produced by Fred Tatasciore, right?
Yes, and they'll start tomorrow night.
Right, tomorrow night is the
and
first
every
one.
Thursday night after that, and who knows from after the 7.
Yeah, there you go. Well, listen, Cissie is busy as well. You know, Loretta's doing her television show and all. Cissie Lynn, Rodeo Lady is the name of the album. And we have some tour dates. Sissie's out on the road working. You'll see her in Louisville, Brunswick, Delray, Lady Lake, and Boynton Beach, Florida. So
They can get my tape at the Ernest Tubb Record Shop.
very good.
Hey, you're great.
Do
All
that.
right.
You guys work
Dave
well
McCormick.
Yeah.
Good. Great to have both of you,
You
here.
betcha.
We'll see you again later in the show.
All righty.
Cissie Lynn and Loretta Lynn. Always fun to have them on. Always a riot.
Some of the wonderful music. This is an essential. It's Honky Tonk Girl, the Loretta Lynn collection. I think you're really going to get a kick out of this. About 70 songs in there.
Right. It includes a booklet with lots of photos and a history of Loretta Lynn's life and career. Lots of great stuff in here. Tonight from the collection, she was going to do a song called I Lie, a top 10 hit from 1982. Here is Loretta Lynn.
And Peggy and Patsy are with us now. Good morning, ladies. There's a way in which everyone feels that Loretta Lynn belonged to them, but she was your mom. And it's been just a few months since she passed. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. I mean, you kind of have to go through these motions and this journey of that. And there's, you know, just watching that. There's a part of it that brings a smile and a part of it that brings a tear. So it just,
I was thinking about Mother's Day just passing too, and thought about you guys on that particular day. What did you do on that day?
I made homemade banana pudding. My mom's favorite thing in the world was banana pudding, and when all else failed, that's what we could get her to eat. And so, and I always, her assistant, Tim Cobb, who just passed away as well, he would always, I told him, you know, love is kind and love is gentle and love is banana pudding, because that's truly, you know, that was my honoring for her, is to make that homemade banana pudding for her. And so those are the things that do live on in you, that sort of, don't you think?
I just think you have to surround yourself. You know, we're from a big family, you know, and you surround yourself with family on those days that are hard. That's what gets you through it.
And you know, Patsy, the other thing that lives on is this beautiful book,
Isn't
this
that
devotional.
It comes out today.
Yeah, it is gorgeous, and it's filled with her words.
Yes.
Her words on heaven. She said in it, I think heaven must be the happiest place on earth.
Yes.
Does that give you all comfort?
You know, it does, because that was one of the things that Peggy and I said, you know, no matter what faith people, you know, have in their lives or whatever, you know, my mom was a strong believer, and it gave us hope to see her again, and for her to know that she's going to see us again. And that was just, I mean, what more can you ask for?
And this was something she was working on right until her very last days. It feels like a gift, that, I mean, a way to comfort us.
Actually, Mom is one of those people who, just that energy, she was working on several different things, and she was still writing songs and all kinds of stuff. I mean, she just always had so many irons in the fire. And
creativity is creativity. And, you know, no matter what, you never stop. And you know, her friend Kim McLean, who is an award-winning songwriter, and she's also an ordained minister. So it kind of worked out, you know, to where, you know, they talked, they sang, they studied. It was beautiful.
The book is incredibly beautiful. You read a little bit each day, and it fills your heart and your soul.
You read a little bit, but Hoda read the entire thing.
You can't put it down. Once you start, you can't put it down, you guys.
And we just have to thank you, Hoda and I, for letting us be part of that tribute. It was so special.
Thank you. That was really an honor to have you guys there. I know that she really loved that, and she always talked about you guys all the time. And I know that meant a lot to her.
Jenna, you guys had a special bond together, which I find it was just endured over the years. That was beautiful.
I adored her, and I know y'all did too.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
The book, of course, is called A Song and a Prayer. It's out today. Peggy and Patsy, thank you for sharing this with us and sharing her with us. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.